Okay, so we're talking about cigar box guitars for about a second. This one's here.
Stop it! You hurt my legs with that scratch.
Little cool little stamp, things like that. When you destroy one of these, like I've done to many of them, I try and take off anything that's going to be used to cover any of my mistakes on the other ones. And you can avoid this by not making mistakes, but like this thing, I'll pull that stamp off. You know, when I've drilled one for 4 holes, I want to make a 4-string, and then realize that I screwed up the neck and I can only fit 3 strings on it. I can stick that sticker over one of the strings down to that end. Yeah, the little things, like when you drill the bridge in the wrong place because you don't know that the scale inches are supposed to... No, what's the scale inches for, what should I use on that?
24 and a half.
24 and a half, says my grandmother. She's right. So make sure you measure your, make sure you measure your nut to bridge string length. 24 and a half is a good length.
Yeah, 24 and a half.
And here was my grandmother. We were just chatting about some old school stuff. You think these cigar boxes are old school? Not quite. So when you went to school in Italy,
yeah, I did.
you had to salute Mussolini.
They had a salute Mussolini coming in with your hands straight.
Now that's old school.
What?
That's old school. Now, when you got here, did you do that by habit, by accident?
No, when I got here, I wasn't here too long when they changed the... You know how you say a pledge allegiance
Yeah.
to the flag?
Yeah.
It used to be like this.
Oh, it did. I didn't know that.
And the,
Oh, it was. Oh, because he did it that. They didn't want to do it that way. Right.
They pledge allegiance to the flag with your hand open.
Ah.
They changed it. And
Now they just do it like this. Like, yeah, that's actually funny. I didn't think of that.
Too long after I was here that it was changed because the war was picking up strong.
And then they made that the evil thing to symbolize.
I guess they did a pledge allegiance to the flag before.
Yeah,
That
probably.
was too much like what they were doing.
Yeah. No, that's yeah. So right off the bat, did they have you? Is that one of the first things you learned in English? Was the Pledge of Allegiance? Is that?
Yeah, I noticed that, and I knew what they were talking about because I came.
So that's like one of the first things. Is that?
I came from there, and I was like this. Now I'm like this. I told you, it's been.
Oh, you get some stories, that's for sure.
And while we're coming on the boat, the boat started to go woo woo woo. I says, "Oh my God, here we go. We're going to go down." Somebody jumped off the.
Oh, and these are like the big, like the Titanic type boats, like the big old school, older with the 3 levels, like the third quarter. What are they?
So the boat was making noise because of letting the other boats that there was a problem because somebody jumped off the boat into the water.
How long were you at sea before that happened?
And you know, we heard the horn there, and we thought we were going down. We didn't know what was happening.
Right. You thought an iceberg was. So you had it like that whole movie, the Titanic, that people watch. Have you seen that movie?
I think so.
They have them in third class there. They're all dancing around, and like you were in third class.
So
Was there a lot of dancing, or not really?
there was a lot of going on.
Yeah, I'm sure there was a lot going on. Yeah,
You had to we were kids though. See, I was 10, my sister was 8, and we just did kid stuff. The sailors all talked.
What's kid stuff? Because kid stuff nowadays, they're spoiled. They're playing with video games and.
We went out on the thing there and meet other kids. You know, you talk and.
Just play games and stuff and pretend you're not on a 9-day voyage at sea.
9 days and night.
9 days and nights, yeah. Oh, God. And people had never been on boats before, I'm sure, and they're getting sick
That's a long time being in the ocean, you know.
Yeah.
The ocean gets rough at different times.
So, the ends of the boat are really bad.
We were third class. That was the lowest,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the cheapest.
Right.
And we could see the water going by our window.
Well, do the windows open?
You can't open it.
I can imagine. Yeah. So, what did you think when you saw the water go by the windows?
Yeah.
What did you think?
Water. It just.
Because I mean,
you know, we came from a farm.
uh-huh.
We didn't know all these new things we had to face was so new to us.
I mean, I can't imagine that transition from the time you left a farm in Italy.
So quiet and the farm and the little animals, and all of a sudden
You're on a boat, and then you're dumped in what, New York City?
Water going by our window.
You came through Ellis Island too, right?
Huh?
You came through Ellis Island, so you had.
They were coming from Italy. They were all Italians, but the sailors could talk English.
But when you came, did you have to go to Ellis Island in New York, the immigration station?
When we got to New York, I don't know what happened. My father and his cousin was supposed to pick us up. My father didn't drive, but she had a car and drove. Didn't get there on time, or something happened. I was too young to notice. And
your mother might have been a little mad, right?
they kept calling for my father to come and take us. Nobody came. After a while, you get in the ferry and you go to Ellis Island, and then when you get
so you're like at a holding station, okay? Because she didn't have her papers.
Until they get a hold of your family and want to know why we wasn't. Because you know what? If nobody claims you, they put you back in the boat and you have to go back. So anyway, the social work makes all the arrangement. It took about 3 days and 3 nights, and then we got into the ferry and then into Boston into a train to come to Lynn.
Now I've been late for some things.
When my mother saw my father in Boston when we getting off the train, she hollered out his name, and the porter dropped the suitcase. That's how loud she called his name.
Well, he left you guys for 5 years
He doesn't pick us up.
to get you on a boat for 9 days to go to New York, to then come to Boston.
Yeah.
After 5 years, you better be on time.
When I tell you,
What do you say in Italian? Cazzo.
when my mother saw him, she went, "I'm there," and the porter dropped the suitcase.
You didn't want to be anywhere near that.
That's how loud she was. He got scared.
Oh, God. I can imagine.
And then you come over here, and then you have to learn the language.
Oh, yeah. You don't get to break. You don't get a break at all.
And if you don't learn the language, you don't fit into anything.
Right.
Playing with kids,
Mm-hmm.
our own age, we could go out and play. How do you communicate with us Italian and them American?
Right.
So we had to learn the language.
Yeah, now people just kind of, I don't know, would your mother, would she like make you talk more in English, or like insist you talking in English, or?
Well, when we went to school and we were learning the English, but when we went home, we talked Italian.
Because it's easier.
So you get mixed up, I mean, you were supposed to practice English.
Mm-hmm.
We have it written on the paper. We're supposed to, read it. And go home. For years you talk to your mother in Italian, so it takes a lot of hard
So did she
work.
speak no English when she came over, or?
No, when we come over, nothing. We
Nothing.
were Italians.
So your father, he learned it from being here?
I don't know how much you knew about it, because I was young. I didn't notice, because it was all Italian in the house.
So,
Even with him.
So by the time your mother died, how much English did she know? Was she still?
My mother died about 40 years ago. Meantime, she went to Corbett Junior High School in to learn the language and get a citizen paper. And so she could talk pretty good.
Okay.
She had a little business in the house making.
She was seamstress, right?
What do you call it?
Hemming skirts and stuff?
Yeah, it was a
Seamstress. That's
To
funny.
make money.
And she used to, yeah, and then play the numbers.
If the guy they